Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today we are on episode 45. Yes. And our topic for today is from healthcare to home based hustle. So, Sharon's journey to freedom, and our guest is Sharon Mudimu. So, she will be with us in a few minutes. But before we dive into our topic, let me introduce myself. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but according to reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. I also want to remind everyone that we have our live webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. So if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register in my website that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and I'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. In addition to that, I also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you probably wonder, okay, so what am I going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to listen from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. Okay, so let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinar. So if you want to catch this replay before next Tuesday's live webinar, you can watch it and hear their stories and then watch the live webinar on Tuesday. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists. Okay, so our hosts were Chris and Karen. So Chris is a former firefighter and Karen is a former elementary vice principal. Our first panelist is Anne. She's a sales and marketing executive. We have Rika, a registered nurse. We have Tony and Rita, so IT and recruitment. Annabelle, retired nurse. We have Rada, a former corporate employee. We have Manisha Bahen, former brick and mortar business owner, and Sangeeta, a software engineer. So as you see, we have all different walks of life and different ages and different countries represented here. But they all have something in common, and that is, they decided to take that leap of faith to change their life and their family's life. So if you want to catch the replay before Tuesday's live webinar, our replays has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So now you know what to do. So if you want to learn how to start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into that website and you catch the replay from this Thursdays and watch it before next Tuesday's live webinar. All right, so let's dive into our topic that we mentioned. So, like we mentioned, we are on episode 45. So, from healthcare to home based hustle. So, today we're going to be listening to Sharon's journey to freedom, and our guest is Sharon Mudimu. So, but before I bring her here to the studio, let me introduce her to you guys. So I'm excited to introduce today's guest, Sharon. She's originally from Zimbabwe and now living in the UK. So Sharon is a proud mother of 4 and a dedicated health support worker. Alongside her role in healthcare, she's also a passionate digital business owner and mentor, helping others create more freedom and possibility in their lives. Her story is a powerful example of balance, resilience, and purpose. So get ready to be inspired by her journey. So let's bring Sharon to the studio. Hi, Sharon. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Sunday. Thank you for
So,
having me.
yes, thank you for accepting my invitation. Um, So I know I did a little bit of introduction. Is there something else you want to add to what I just say, so people get to know you a little bit more?
So I am a mother, like what you said. I'm a mother of 4. I've been in the UK for quite some years now, and yes, I'm married, and I'm also a student. And yes, I am a digital business owner living here in the UK, helping just ordinary people just like you and me here change lives, just like how I'm doing it now. So, yes, that is it. You said most of it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so let's dive into the questions. All right, so Sharon, as a healthcare worker and mom of four, what made you finally say, I need something more flexible and minimum for my life and my family? And I have a second question, follow-up question after that.
No problem, Sandy. So, now as a healthcare worker here in the UK, we work really long hours. We work like 12 hours 12 hours a shift, and you have a few hours off, that kind of thing. But for me, because I've got family here in the UK and I'm the only breadwinner in my house back home, where, with my mum and my sisters, I still have to support them as well. So for me, I was really living on uh, working, working, working. That was my life. Me and my husband would just exchange, to look after the kids. If I'm in, he's out. And then we'll have just one day off for Sunday church. So just one day, I was literally feeling fine. I thought nothing was wrong with me. So I was on my way to pick my little girl up from school. And believe it or not, I walked that hill literally every day, Monday to Friday, picking my little girl from school. So I just walked that day and I felt, oh, I'm really tired. So I just stood by the side of the road and I closed my eyes. Just then, just as I closed my eyes, the next thing I realized, I was on the road on the floor.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know why. So that was literally like a blackout and hit the ground. But there was literally nothing wrong with me. And after that, I went to the doctors to find out what was wrong with me. You know, the doctor was like, there's nothing wrong. All tests done, there was nothing wrong. His question was, what kind of job do you do?
Mhm.
How many hours do you work? I was ashamed to say how many hours I worked because I had a permanent job. And here I worked for bank, what we call agency. And I worked sometimes 7 days, sometimes 6 days.
Mhm.
So times that by 12, let's say, because we have an hour break. So that's 11.5 every day. And then you could do that for 6 days or seven, even more, you know. It depends what I needed the money for or what is needed back home and what I need was at the end of the month where all rents are needed. But for me, that was a turning point because after he asked me that question, I thought, I have my son that's got special needs that needs me more than anything. But that, yes, is my priority. But I was thinking of what should I bring on the table every time. But at that point, it made me think, what if that was it? That was the end of me. That was my worst fear. That for me was my turning point.
Mhm. Yeah, I know someone in our community who kind of have like similar story to you when it comes to, like overwork and
Mm,
pushing your body to the extreme, and then like like she ended up in the hospital too, and she thought that it was like a stroke, and the doctor said no, there's no stroke, nothing,
yeah,
everything was good, but it was the same thing, like it's pushing the body to the extreme,
to the extreme.
and I
Yeah,
do understand what you're saying about the hours, because I work in the movie industry, and we work 12 hours 5 days a week, and you are saying that you are working 6 7 sometimes more, and And I
mm,
can, like at the beginning, because we work from production to production. So that's why I don't like to work TV series, because when I was young, I was okay. When I was getting older, my energy is not the same. And at the beginning, it's fine. But after a while, I'm starting getting burnout. And it's like like you passed out. So I can imagine, you doing it for a long period of time. The same, your body finally say, enough is enough. And then that's why you had that reaction. So I totally understand. And the other thing that you mentioned, what is also, I'm pretty sure a lot of parents are in the same situation as you, that you were saying that you guys were alternating to taking care of the
yeah.
kids.
Mm,
I had a friend also, who in the community, who I met her when I first started, and she was in the same situation as you too. um, to the point that it made her reflect, because every time that her daughter was asking her, "Mom, why is it that when you're leaving, um,
I'm
no, when
coming.
my dad is coming, you're leaving, and vice versa?" And she keeps asking her that question until she decided, like, I gotta do something, because there wasn't any time where both of them were together with the kids. And that's something that is important, because it's only one parent.
Mm,
So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of parents out there that are in the same situation and will relate to your story about that.
yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. And like you say, your priority is your son, taking care of your son.
Mm,
So yeah, sometimes like we don't realize that until we have that aha moment. So that was your aha
yeah.
moment. Yeah.
It's very
um
true.
yeah.
Because I think sometimes we focus so much on what's needed. Like
Hmm.
we'll say, "Oh, we need to pay this. This needs to be done. Or I've got this certain project. Or I need to do this." But when you really sit down and then think, when you have that moment and then think, "Is this really important?
Hmm.
Can I not do without so many projects? Can I not limit some things?" But at the same time, kids are used to a certain lifestyle, and you have set yourself on a certain lifestyle. Now you can't go back.
Hmm.
So this is where, I found this business to be here, because I wanted more. I wanted my lifestyle to be at that same level,
Hmm.
not to go backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yes. And this is what this business will allow, to you, and to many parents out there, be fully present for your kids, not missing any milestone, which that's one of the things, because, we think, that, but they grow so fast. And when you look back, the time has passed. So you really have to treasure those moments, those milestones of your kid. And like you mentioned, this business, will allow you to be fully present, be allowed to be able to build that financial stability. So that's why, it will allow you to be more present for your kid and for your family. And create that balance, work life balance, and for you, taking care of you, because you also need to take care of yourself. That's something that we also neglect, taking care of ourselves. We tend to give to others, but we
Mhm.
forget about ourselves, and we also need to have that me time, to be able to recharge, to be able to continue to give to others. So thank you for sharing your stories. It's very inspiring and powerful. Okay, so we're gonna go to the second question. Well, it's kind of like the follow up of this. Um, so, was there a specific moment that sparked your decision to explore this online business? So, how do you find out about this? I'm just curious.
So for me, I think uh, the moment that I made the decision was when I knew what I really wanted, what was important to me, and what would come first, what I wanted my life to be. Because I think sometimes you don't really think or plan to have a certain way of living. You know, you just go with the flow. But I made a decision. I needed to change. I needed to be a present mother. I needed to give my kids that love and care that they needed. And, you know, they were growing up so fast and I didn't even realize. Because to me,
Yeah.
in my eyes, they were still babies. There were still those little, you know, babies in my eyes. Even if they were getting taller, I could not see that until that day when I'm like, okay, my kids are making food for me now. It means, you know, they are older than when I actually started working. Because back then I taken time off, you know, my like maternity leave, and I had my 4 kids. So I had more time with them when they were younger. But when I started working, that time flew and I didn't there's a few years that I didn't see pass me by,
Mhm.
that until this moment knocked on the door like 7 years have already passed and my kids are already grown and I miss the special moments because you always say, oh, I can't. But when I saw this opportunity, it's like everybody else. You hesitate, you have to think very carefully because I've been in some different businesses before and not everything goes well, you know. So for me, I had to sit down, watch, question, but I guess it was the right time God had opened a new door. I was just in that zone where I was like, okay, let fear take me over this one. I'm going for it. You know, I've lost more before. This ain't much for me to lose.
Mhm.
So I came in with the 149 and I'm glad I did. So this year, I'm nearly coming to 2 years in the business.
Nice.
And I am so happy I started. My only regret is I had seen the business way in 2001.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it and it was like, actually, not even 2001, I think 2019. There was a lady from Canada that was advertising. I paid. And then a few days later, I said, I'll have my refund. But I didn't know it was the same business as this one that I'm in now. It's only that I saw it on our group. Then in
Yeah.
2021, I saw another lady again advertising. I was like, this can't be really true. This can't be true. Anyway, I just ignored and left it until to the third one. So for me, that was good sense. It can't keep knocking. You know, when you're
Yeah.
destined for something, it'll keep coming back. So
Yes.
that's what made me be here because I just thought, you know what, this keeps coming, and it must be from God, and this is my answer. I had
Yeah.
that faith that this is my answer. At the same time, you know how human brains work. You have
Yeah.
faith, you have fear, you have that skepticism in your head. But I jumped anyway, and I'm happy
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, well, they say that, when you have those fears or stops is when you're very close to, to go to the other side of the success. So those fears and doubts are actually good. It's a good sign. The thing is, like, you have to
Mhm.
cross over to the other side. um
It's true.
but yeah, it's you, like me, I wish I could have found it before. But I didn't.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, I think everyone's time is meant to be when the right time. So maybe when you saw that the first time, it wasn't the right time for you. You were not prepared for that yet. But now, like, when you reflect on your life, and what was more important to you now, um, that's when you decided to be more open. And I think, to be able to see this opportunity, you really have to be open to see it. Because if you're
Yeah,
not
true.
open to see it, even if we can show to the people that this is a great opportunity, people are not gonna take that opportunity
Mm.
because they don't have the open mindset yet for that,
True.
or they haven't going through an aha moment to be able to be more open to see the opportunity. So
Mm.
um that's okay, everyone's journey is different. I saw in 2018 those in YouTube, those digital nomad lives, or I said like
Yeah.
I wanted that kind of lifestyle, but I didn't know how to. So I kept working for 5 years more, and then in 2023, I had my aha moment, because I knew
Mm.
that I wanted, I mean, the film industry was my dream job. But
Right.
you get to a point in life where you want more. Like you reflect it.
Mm.
So for you, you want it to be more fully present for you and your family. So for me, it was, I have aging parents. So I want to be there for them now that they're independent and spend time with them. And then eventually I will
Mm.
have to take care of them. With my working hours, that's impossible to do that.
True.
So, and I'm
Yeah.
the only child here in Canada with them, because my sister and my brother are in the US. Um, so I have to take care of them. So
Mm.
I had to do something, but I kept working and find some other things, but it wasn't really giving me that financial stability that I wanted in this business. Um, just like I pass so many um, ads, but I don't know,
Yeah.
for some reason, and I think God sometimes shows
Everything
you
is
the
His
way.
ways.
Um,
Yeah.
so for some reason, I heard like my intuition says, like, watch this one. You got nothing to lose. Just watch it. So I decided to watch that video ad. And when I watched it, like it piqued my interest. So like I paid right away the 149. But when I paid the 149, I was like, is it something that I'm gonna be okay if I don't lose? Like, let's say this is like a scam, for example. I say, is
Mm-hmm.
it something that I'm gonna be regretting if I lose the money? So to me, it wasn't a huge amount, like $1,000, for example. You know,
Yeah.
but I know there is a 30 days refundable. But I was just thinking, just the worst case scenario, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I went in and watched, and then the more that I kept learning more about the business, the more check all the boxes that I've been looking all these years, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of business that gives you that portability, so you can take it anywhere with you. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for that flexibility to be
For
more
that.
fully
Yeah.
present for my family. So um, just like you, like I totally, I think we are, because I heard so many stories from our members of our community, and somehow or another, like we are guided by God through this.
Yeah. Some
Um,
true about the same, isn't it?
yes. So I think that, but like I say, like everyone's journey, everyone's time to come to this business is when the time is right. Because sometimes, we're not prepared for
Mm-hmm.
that, but once we are prepared, we come. Like there's so many people, just like you're refunded, that have refunded, and came back, after. And many like you, they cannot regret, they didn't start it like the first time that they went and tried the business. but but that's part of life, like we are here, to learn our journey,
Mm.
and keep learning. And
It's
then
true.
when the right time is, that's when we get through it. And I love the fact that you say, God gives you opportunity, because one is meant to be, like you didn't see it the first time, but it came back to you again, because it was
Yeah.
meant to be find a better way for you. So thank you for sharing that.
Mm.
Okay, so the third question for you. Okay, so you mentioned it not having a business background. So what helped you overcome that initial doubt or fear? And what did you learn about yourself during the process of becoming a digital business owner?
Oh my gosh. It has been a big process. Oh, yeah. So I've never really kind of run a business before. I've wanted, I've started and it failed
Mhm.
because I think a business, you need someone to guide you. You
Yeah.
need someone who's done it. If you're doing it by yourself, you're always bound to fail.
Hmm.
Well, some will succeed, but you're bound to fail. But For me in this business, it has made me a different person. First of all, my social circle is massive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's so massive because of the business, because we are global. I have so many business partners, friends from different nationalities, and it has done so much to me. Personally, I've grown in terms of how I approach things. I've learned so much. I came in and all I could do is turn a laptop on, just go on Google, do some searches, and that's it. Now I'm well advanced, with all the training that we get. I'm here on Canva. Then I've got AI. I know AI is a big thing now,
Mm-hmm.
but the training is there. I can use that now because before, honestly, computers, what my friend, I was like, when I grew up, we had no computers back in Zimbabwe at the time. So it's fine. I can just turn it on and just do a little search. That will be enough. But this business has taught me a lot: how to communicate, how to speak to others professionally, how to be a leader, how to accommodate other people. I have had my own fair challenges, my ups and downs, and I have learned not to give up, but to let the challenges teach me that lesson that they are delivering. It might be painful, it might not be what I want, but I feel like with every challenge, I have grown. And with that, every challenge, I have challenged myself to come out and understanding that as a business owner in this business, you don't wait for someone to cheer you up. You cheer yourself up and you get yourself up and move forward. If you have the passion, especially if you want to start this business, we always say, is this what you're passionate about? Always consider your passion. Is this for you? With passion, you can drive it to the next level. You
Mm-hmm.
can bring it to an unexplainable places, and you yourself can grow in a way that you never thought you would grow. I never thought I would meet people that would help me understand who I am and give me the confidence to be here, because before I never did Facebook. I was one of the shy people that would say, oh, Facebook, just put a picture of some flowers and that's it, and I'm gone. But now I feel I have the confidence to be on here and have the confidence to speak about the business, to let other parents out there know that this business is a true opportunity for the freedom, for family time, for anything that you really wish for. You just come in and everything is here. You just have to knock the door and you get it opened. But you have to knock first and make that step. So it has given me courage. The biggest of all is courage and self-esteem, confidence. I don't know. I'll probably carry on and on about this and forget what I said and come back to it. But what I really want to say is it helps you grow
Mm-hmm.
financially, family wise, personally, and every corner skill wise. There's so many aspects of the business that will help you and mold you into the person that you want to be.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And I totally agree with you because, many times, when we start this online business, journey, we, at the beginning, we think it's only about the financial part of it. But once we are inside, we realize that there's so much more that we get from this business. And like you mentioned, your social circle is expanded now, it's massive. And that's because, we have a global online community. Before you only had your small circle in the UK and Zimbabwe,
Mm.
but now,
Yeah.
you have around the globe. I mean, we have met now,
Yeah.
so it's a new connection. And that's, how, because of the collaboration, we also do, when we do lives, or, when we communicate in our communication app, when we have questions, that's when you get to meet other people, because sometimes, you might be working like late at night, and
Mm.
the people that are available in your area, they might be sleepy already. However, because we are a global online community, someone from another part of the world, there is daytime for them, so they will answer to your question, and there you go, a new connection, new friendship is born. And it is amazing, when you got the opportunity to travel to the conventions and you get to meet them in person,
True.
not
Yeah.
only, through the screen or through the chat. So that's a good thing, like to be able, and when you go to those connections, not only you meet the people that through the connections, but
Connection.
also you get to meet new people in those conventions that you find along the way. So that's another thing amazing. And you also mentioned, like, um, if for some, I love the way that you say, like, you only have to knock the door, and that's true. It's kind of like you have to cross that fence, but I love the way that you say you have to knock the door. So that means you have to ask. Okay, ask information, and then once you
Mm.
ask information, you can open the door and start your journey. So I love
Mm.
that analogy, so thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And it's true, this is an amazing opportunity, especially for parents, to take advantage. And like we mentioned, it's not only about the financial part of it. It's also, you're growing as a person. Now you're more open to see opportunities in front of you that before you were not.
Mm.
Now you're open. Your mindset is more open. You're not so focused on the problem and victim mindset. Now you're trying to you're more into the side of, finding solutions, learning from those
Mm.
lessons, and those lessons will take you, farther. So it's a different kind of um mentality that we learn here, because you start being as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs take risk. Entrepreneurs are always feeding their mindset. They're always like learning. And that's what we do in this business, especially that we are in the digital world. You always have to keep learning, keep up with the technology out there. And that's one of the beauty that we have in our training. Our training is always updating, with the new
Yeah.
trends out there. So and it's so easy to follow because it's video based train. You can pause it, do pause, and if you need to go back and rewatch it, you can rewatch it. And even, like, if you have questions, we have the community, we have the mentor, we have a mentor and coach. And that's the other thing, that you don't have to pay for a mentor. You only
No.
pay the 149 membership fee at the beginning, and then you have the mentor for the rest of your journey. Because, when I found out this opportunity, actually I was about to join another opportunity, but this one
Oh.
came. And then when I saw, I say, okay, bye to the other one, good to this one. Because, um on the other one, like you mentioned, it's hard when you have to do it on your own,
Yeah.
because you don't know, especially, doing something like it's totally new for us, business,
Mm.
and we have never done before. Finding all the information on our own, like you mentioned, yes, there might be some people that might be able to do it, but it will take longer for them to do it. And there might be some people that, they just give up because they get so frustrated. So it's not easy, but when you have that blueprint, when you have that guidance, from a mentor, from a coach, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And that's what we have here. And you don't have to pay for that, because on the other one, that's what I was going to mention. And the other one, if I wanted to have a mentor, and let's say I paid for a mentor for 1 month, it was only for 1 month. After the month was
Oh,
ended, I was on my own again.
that was it.
So
Oh,
that's, it's not really,
not good.
good business. So
No.
when I found this one that you have a mentor all the way, that I say yes. Why? Because, I started to build, like I say, I I wanted to find a solution, to be able to leave my industry and retire early.
Mm.
But so I was trying print on demand. So I started with those stores, but the commissions were not that great because, of course, they take the most of the money for
The
them.
money and
So then I decided to, kind of like build it on my own. So working, I was a wholesale and started. So I started to build my website, and that's not easy.
no,
So
it's not.
no, it's not. Um, so yeah, so we are so lucky that, here in this community, we have all the training, all the tools, that will give you that support to be able to succeed. So that's what I wanted to share, and thank you for sharing that. The other thing, like, yes, if we look back to, when we started this journey to where we are today, we are totally different person. And people
Mm.
who are seeing us, before and see you now, they can see the difference, oh my God, you're a totally different person now. But that's because, like you mentioned, you have gained confidence, you have growth, because in this journey, like we mentioned, it's not an easy journey. Okay, we must say it's not an easy, it's ups and downs. But I love
Mm.
the journey because along the way, it's like you finding yourself, you know, through
Yes.
those setbacks and challenges, you're finding yourself. Um, and just like you, I have my moments where I had my doubts, and not because I wanted to quit, because I didn't want to quit, but you have those moments where you start questioning yourself.
Mm.
Um, but then, like I reflected in my life and I say, do I really want to go back to where I was, or do you want to
Mm.
keep going? So I said, no, I don't want to go back. I want to keep going forward. So, um, because once we experience these, and once you get to see, that this is really working, you wanna,
Mm.
keep going, because there's so many people that have made it, and they were like in social back, like loss of debts, for example, um, and today, they're very successful, but they keep
Mm.
going. Their journey was not easy. And that's the other thing that, it gives us hope when we hear their stories, because sometimes we think our stories is so bad, like our journey is so bad. But when we hear other people's stories, we realize that, their journey was even worse than us, and they
Even
made it.
yes.
So, it gives you hope. Yes, you gotta keep pushing
Mm.
forward. You can make it. So it's a
Mm.
journey. It's a journey. I think the hardest part of this journey is what I call the process. Going from point A
Yes.
to point B. It's kind of
Mm.
like, just I give an example. It's kind of, like those army people that go through this endurance to be able to surpass
Those
those tests.
milestone.
So
Yeah.
that's how I see it. It's like a mindset. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mindset journey, test, challenge
Yeah.
that this journey is. Because but once you start working on your mindset, yes, you will have your moments where you're gonna feel down, but the difference, like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna bounce back. At the beginning, you might need help because we are new to this journey, and we want to see results fast, and it doesn't happen that way. But people who are ahead of us, that's why the community support plays a big role in this.
Okay.
People that are ahead of us, they understand us because they have been in our shoes before. So they
Mm.
give you that, they give you that emotional support that you need, but at the same time they help you to bounce back and continue your
To
journey.
bounce back.
So, but then eventually you're gonna be okay, because you know how to bounce back. You know how to remember your why. Why did I
Yeah.
start this? So I gotta keep going because this is my why. So yeah. So thank you for sharing that. It's amazing. Okay, so okay, so last question for you. So, for other working moms or caregivers watching who feel stuck in the daily grind, what would you say to them about starting something new, especially when it feels unfamiliar or out of reach?
I would say believe in yourself.
Hmm.
You know, you come first. The job doesn't come first because you're replaceable.
Yeah.
Put your family first, put yourself first. This business is an opportunity that really you shouldn't miss. Coming from me, I would say it's one you should not be missing. The good thing about our business, it gives you an opportunity to come in and have a look. See if it's a good fit for you. We have that window where you come in, you pay your 149, and if you're not interested, you can get a refund within the 30 days, a guaranteed full refund. But at least you've not stepped out just because of some other people's opinion or other people's
Okay. I think we lost her, or she might be frozen. So we'll just wait until she comes back. Okay, there she comes back. Okay, sorry. Do you mind just
or did
repeating
I
that
go
part?
away?
Yeah, you got kind of like froze for a moment.
Oh, okay. Hopefully you still see what I'm saying, that it's one business that you need to come in and see for yourself in order to make that formal decisions. As a healthcare assistant, I can only say you need time for yourself. We
Mhm.
work so hard and we cannot work forever. Our job is really tiring. On our feet, back physically, you'll be tired. Emotionally, you'll be tired. Mentally, you'll be tired. And the question is, can you get to 67 still doing this? If you know you can't, this is an opportunity for you. If you don't have a retirement plan, this is for you. Start thinking about this business. It will literally change your life, guys. Yes, it might sound, like it's unbelievable what we always tell you. We've got so much, and this is happening to this person, and it's happening to us, a healthcare assistant, you know, healthcare nurses, and I'm sure
Okay, we're just gonna wait until she comes back. I think she got frozen again.
oh, can you not hear me?
No, you got frozen again. You were
Oh
talking
my
about the
gosh.
last thing that you were saying is, like, I think I don't know if you were going to ask me something like if I was also for the long hour, but you were talking about the long hours that like
Yes, like you work the long hours, so
mhm,
you need that time to remember that you cannot work those long hours forever. You can't get to 67
yeah,
working those long hours. Your back will be calling for you, will be calling for help. You'll be squeaking after time. Your
yeah,
feet, your knees, your mental health, you'll be so exhausted. And why wait until you're 67 to enjoy what you've actually worked for? There's no reason. If there's an opportunity to start enjoying your life now, why not? It's in front of you. Take it and run for it. Enjoy your life. Life is not only built for paying bills and working. Then after 9, I work 8 hours. I rest, wake up 8 hours, and I'm back again at it. Just that repeat cycle. Then you have to ask for a day off. No, guys, I'm urging you to come. Go to Sandy's website. Come and have a look. We have an opportunity for you to have a look. That 149 to be refundable is that opportunity for you to have a look. It's only meant to make sure that you are really serious about this business. You want to learn. Yes, you can make another decision after, but this is your opportunity. Don't miss it like I did before. I regret now. I could have been somewhere else, but you don't work on regrets, do we? We just push from where we start from. So if you can hear me today, come, My website is there. If you're in UK, you're in Canada, or anywhere you're watching us from, any one of us, we are happy to have you. What we want is to change our lives, to change your life, to change my life, to let you have that peaceful life, enjoy life. That's our whole point, is to enjoy life and, spend some special time with our families. Come and register. Watch our 90-minute webinar. Ask questions. We are happy to answer your questions. Make that big step. It feels big, but after a few time, you think, why did I wait? You'll
Yeah.
be asking yourself this question, why did I wait for this long? This thing's changing my life. And you will be the next person telling the next person that this is a game changer. It's here to stay. It's here for you. Would love to see you all at our convention. This year we're going to, is it San Francisco, if I'm right, Sandy?
Yeah,
We're
so
going to
Chula
America. That's
Vista,
what I know.
Chula Vista, California. Yeah.
Yeah. I always tend to forget where exactly. I know it's America this year, but would love to have you. Would love to have you on Tuesdays and Wednesday where we have our mastermind. Come and learn. It's a free info session for you to see if you're real people and get your questions answered. I educate people, but that decision always lies with you. This is what I always say. I can encourage you, I can tell you all the good things, but at the end,
Hmm.
you have the decision. And I
Yeah.
hope you make the right one. But always pray before you make that decision. Your faith will drive you and it will carry you through. That's what I would love to say to my healthcare fellows. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's very very good advice that you share. So thank you for sharing that. Um, and I love the because like one of the things, like we always thinking about the future, but we forget to live the present,
Mhm.
and time pass, we cannot go back to the time that it has passed. You have to
No.
live the moment, and then future, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, so why wait until then? Just leave the leave the present, and take action. Because like you mentioned, if we keep continue those hours, I mean, health, do we gonna have good health by the time we retire? Probably not.
Oh, no.
Do we, or are we gonna have enough money to retire? Probably not. I mean, we don't know
No.
if there might be a pension plan by then, with the
They
things that are
extended.
going. Yeah. And yeah, because I heard some countries, they extended the years for work. So um
Mm,
that, like here in Canada, it's until 67 years old. No, it's
yeah.
more. I think it's like 72 years old now.
Is
um
it?
yeah, used to be
Wow.
67, but I think they're pushing it to 72. I don't know if it's official yet, but yeah, that's so. Why wait until then? Like, I don't see myself
It's
working like
so
12
old.
hours, yeah. and
Yeah.
and the thing is, like, everything, the prices, the inflation is, the
Mm,
prices are hiking. I was just watching the news, I think it was yesterday, or
yeah.
before yesterday, that the meat and the chicken, the prices were going to go up. So why wait until then? Like, if we don't take action now, um this is what I think it might happen, like in 2, 3 years, there might be a lot of people that are not going to be able to afford a lot of things,
It's
because
true.
unfortunately, inflation is going up, but the
Mm.
salaries are not going,
It's not,
keeping up with
yeah.
that. And more
Ours is
people,
frozen. Our salary is frozen. So
yes,
it means the bills are up here and your wages down here. What does that mean? Equals more work and more work and more work. So,
yeah,
you know, which is not good for you, your health, and your family. It's just
no,
not sustainable for a long period.
for long term, yeah, no.
Mm,
And the other thing is, like, um, would you have enough money to retire? Probably not. You know, with the with the the life that we're having right now, to maybe,
Mm.
by the time we're planning to retire, it's going to be even more expensive, and what you're going to receive is not going to be enough, you know.
Mm.
So you got to think about those all those things. And like Sharon mentioned, you really want to enjoy people now, your family now, your loved ones now. Don't wait for like the future,
Mm.
we one thing, sometimes we have those moments that wakes up, and we start seeing life in a different way. Um and when I say see in a different way, is that, before we were living always in the future. Oh, I'm working towards this because I'm gonna in the future I'm gonna have this. But
Yeah.
then we see other people's stories, or relative of us that, they encounter some situations, health issues. And then we realize, life is so precious. Why wait until the
Mm.
future? Just
Yeah.
live the present, live the moments, and cherish those moments with your loved ones. Um, you can start this business on the side, and then eventually, this business will surpass your actual income, and you can be
Mm.
fully present for your family, and the good thing about this is not like another job where you have to go out of your house and you have to dedicate those hours to that job. This business
Mm.
actually, it goes with you wherever you go. It adapts to your schedule and not the other way around, so you can fit it in any time pocket during the day that you have, and you can do your business. So it is feasible. This is not a rich quick scheme. It takes time to build it. It takes, like it says here, resilience. Resilience. Work on the mindset, have the right mindset, and remember always your why. But it is feasible. It is
Yeah.
scalable. And that's why, we we are seeing, this opportunity because it's scalable. We have results in our community. Just to give you a little fact. When I started back in 2023, the Wednesday Mastermind, it was called Wednesday Mastermind. This is a like a training that we have for the entire community. And today that is called the Millionaire Mastermind. And that is called like that is because we have more than one millionaires in our community.
Mm.
So we have people that are making like six figures per month. So that's just to give you an idea. So it is scalable. Yes, you start like small, but it's, compound. So it keeps increasing, as you go on your journey. But it's a journey of ups and downs. But if you have the right mindset and you know your why, you can do this business, and you can be fully present for your family, and have that financial independence, um, for you and your family. And it's a business that you can pass on to generations to come. It has a legacy plan. Besides the legacy plan of your kids watching you doing something totally different, and seeing that you go for your dreams, and that you're teaching those things to your kids, that, if my mom is able to do this, and she didn't have any technical skills, so can I, so I can work on for my dreams, and then I can achieve it, same as my mom, because they're watching you, doing, things that, getting out of your comfort zone. So those are things that you are teaching to your kids. Those are the legacy that you're leaving to your kids, taking um, new skills, taking a totally new journey that is different from what you have been doing before. But you had, a strong will, a strong mindset that you wanted to build that better lifestyle for you and your family. So be the new change of the generation, changing that social conditionment that we are so put into, you know, the just study, working, and that continuous cycle. You be the change for your new family, and build that better stability for your family, and so where you can all be together and build and have that financial independence, and be fully present and taking care of your health, because that's very important, especially, like you were saying, the healthcare industry. And myself too, that's one of the reasons why also, I decided
Mm.
to have my own business because I wanted to also be taking care of my health. So our jobs are very stressful, like, and standing, like, same.
Yeah.
um so yeah, you have to take care of yourself, and like Sharon mentioned, I love what you say, you gotta think about yourself first, your family first, over, like, your work and all that, because you are replaceable, you know but your health is not replaceable, your family is not replaceable. So you want to make sure that you are working towards be present for them. So thank you so much for sharing that, Sharon, and sharing your journey. It's very inspiring. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have arrived to the end of our life. So if you, we hope so that you got inspired with Sharon's story and her journey. And if you have any questions, you want to know more about this online business opportunity that we are showcasing you, you can put it in the comments, more info, or you can send us a private message, or you can register for our live webinar. So our live webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST. In America, it's 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. What time is it in the UK?
That will be 7:30. No, normally it's about 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Okay, so you
I was
guys
forgetting
catch the
about
replay.
the millionaire masterminds. No, I was thinking about this time. No, our one is 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Okay, so
But you
they
can
will.
always watch a replay, so that's a good
Yes,
thing.
yeah, exactly. So in the UK, we'll be watching the replay, unless you're working around that time. But um yeah, we also have, the replays, like right now you can catch the replay before Tuesday's live webinar, or in the UK is actually it's on Wednesdays and Fridays, that the mastermind happens. Um so you can always catch the replay. So when you register into our websites with your name and email address, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register for the live webinar. That link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesdays and one for Thursdays, or Wednesday or Friday in the UK. And then the second link is to the replay of the live webinar. So if you cannot make it to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. We also invite you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So when you register into when you're watching the webinar, you're going to find out how our online business plan works. And also, you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So there you go. So now you have all information. And like we mentioned, it's up to you, it's in your hands. We provided you the information. But at the end of the day, like Sharon mentioned, you are the one who needs to take that step, that leap of faith. We took our leap of faith ourselves, but it's up to you to take it. So we hope so that, like you mentioned, you got inspired with Sharon's story, and her journey, that she shared with us today. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. If you are following us on Facebook, or you can follow us on Facebook on the top here, and they can follow Sharon. Is it Sharon Mudimu that they can follow you? No, I
Yes,
think it's a
yeah.
different one. I
Or
think it's
it's
Sharon.
Digital Journey with Sharon.
Yes. Yeah, so you can follow Sharon on that one. And if you're watching us from YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, if you're not a subscriber, and then you can press that notification bell to get notified when we have new content or when we go live. So that way you don't miss any more information, and you keep, learning about the business. And when you're ready, you take that leap of faith. Um, so thank you again to Sharon for spending her time with us today, and sharing, her journey with us. So thank you so much.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandy, for inviting me. And thank you to your audience, and thank you to my audience for watching. Hope you got inspired, and we hope to see you in the inside. We will all be cheering for you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. So that's the end of our lives. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Saturday for those who are on Saturday, and a happy and blessed Sunday for those who are on Sunday, and a happy and blessed rest of the weekend for everyone. So stay tuned for tomorrow for another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success with another topic and another guest. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all, and thank you for watching.
Okay.